Like I've been saying in previous encounters with smaller projects that fit along the horror and thriller territories, there are trends that are evolving. And even more specific than that, you have converging trends and some crossover. We have shared, maybe not necessarily shared universes in terms of story scope, but story elements among those particular trend subjects. Let's say, for example, this project, the creature focus, and sharks make an appearance here. I don't know in what regard, although it's a different creature, at least in main focus. I'm assuming like a Yeti or something. It's called Snow Monster. The names, too, get more conventional with time. Like I was saying with these projects, there's a particular feeling that you experience. Maybe you haven't necessarily noticed this phenomenon before, but if you look at larger commercial releases adjacent in debut date to all of these smaller, what I call brand moochers or piggyback pictures that pop on from, and I get why, utilize the presence of familiar subjects, even maybe your titles perhaps, in a way that is conducive to you earning free recognition for not having to pay extensive marketing costs. Again, you look at smaller films and they don't necessarily have the resources that commercialized films do. And I try to be fair in my judgment as well when I respond to indie fare, because I do take a admirable lens to it. But I will say that among those types of films, the response can be quite varied. And among these trend hoppers, as I call them, they tend to resort, with small exception, on the more expectantly campy side. You'll get the competent picture from the major studio, and then suddenly you'll see the smaller picture come along, and you're like, okay, well, humor, it tends to be more of like an enjoyable 90-minute short film, or shorter, by comparison to some of the other projects. Maybe not necessarily a short form in specific attribution. Let's see how Snow Monster fares. So again, as I was saying, we have some convergence, the creature focus, plus the shark cameos, or presences. Again, I don't know. At least they're on the poster. And this, I'm assuming it's a Yeti. It looks pretty terrifying. This is what you can expect according to an IMDb synopsis if you're not familiar with the project. With the rapid development of science and technology in the future, a gene research company sent Shen Yiqin, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing, and others into the mysterious snowy area on the edge of the Arctic. Unexpectedly, they were attacked by unknown giant creatures. What a shocker. Again, similar baseline to always our projects. Some group of people, or maybe one individual, goes out somewhere in the world, wherever that might be, and these creatures run amok. That's the case with the Snow Monster and shark friends. Let's go ahead and take a look at this project and engage with it. Maybe it'll be fun, entertaining, or again, it'll feel traditional to some of those other trend presences. And maybe, snow monsters will become a trend in itself. Again, like I said, if this is a Yeti, I'm just going to be laughing my head off. Because I'm like, here we go. You can already see the groundwork being laid. Here's another smaller project, and there will be all these other ones that come along. They're entertaining. They're fun to sit back and humor, but still, it's like, it's a crazy phenomenon. Silly world in part. Anywho, Snow Monster. Here we go. Let's engage with it. I believe it's first and only trailer. ITN, okay. Again, that name produces a bit of a mixed feeling for me. Oh no, so scary. This is, I'm assuming, one of their international projects, so maybe this could fare a little better. Or maybe not. There's a clear small budget. For now, anyway. Okay. It's like a wampa. Budget-friendly version. Uh-oh. Are these the sharks? Oh, it's just an earthquake, I guess. Oh no, the group's stranded. Look, we have dinosaurs too. Even avalanches. There's a lot of familiar... Okay. There's a lot of familiar elements that are coming to... Oh my word. Roost here. Oh, is there a worse snow creature than the one we already saw? Or is that the same one? Okay. Well... Wait, what was flying a moment ago? Okay, planes. I was gonna say, if we have flying sharks, what are we gonna do? Repeat sky sharks or something? No, I've not watched that one yet, but the pitch for that, if you've never entertained it, even just on the plot construction, that one's freaking funny. And every one of these films, too, is specially designed posters that don't necessarily fit the look of the characters on realization. So you've got this big Yeti monster, which is like Wampa Light. Huge, though. I mean, I think bigger than the Wampa. And all of these other trends that are popping up again. Like I said, we have the sharks on the poster. We also have the dinosaur remnants. That might just be like a dinosaur bone cameo. It might be nothing more than that. But it's funny. I mean, it's like a survival thriller hodgepodged with really nothing to gauge in terms of performances yet. That was more like, hey, let's just play an extensive music track over animal sound effects, which is fine, I guess. I don't know. It looks funny on realization. I'd be willing to humor it again, like I've been saying, with these campy, lower budget pictures centered around creatures and other horror dominant trends. They're funny. You just sit back and, kick off your shoes and relax for a entertaining, little short than 90 minutes session or so. Maybe Snow Monsters will be that, with its very similar VFX work to other projects, especially on the shark line. I don't know. These films get funnier and funnier with time. What are your guys' thoughts with Snow Monster? I mean, like I was saying as well with the ITN regard. From my understanding, if you're not familiarized with them, ITN Movies or ITN Distribution, I've seen them go by both names. I've been covering their work for a while. It's usually their international fare that tends to be, and I've engaged with some of their projects in full to know this. I'd say, for example, by domestic comparison, let's say Rocket Hunter. The VFX work on that was a very small budget, like really minuscule, obviously, because the aerial work on the airplanes, it was trying to be like a historical, one of the World War films. It just didn't work. It was kind of a boring film, admittedly. Yes, I've seen it in full. It's on Tubi if you do want to entertain it yourself. The international fare, though, by comparison, seems a bit stronger on presence. By comparison to the domestic fare, the trailers usually offer more better realized illusions of a higher quality VFX regard, by comparison to domestic, which seems a bit weak. For the most part, maybe with a small exception. Snow Monster's sort of in the middle territory, but maybe I could forgive it because I think it's trying to be intentionally campy. Like, some films seem to exude a presence of being, we're self-aware of how much money we have, and it's not much. They're funny. And I will say with this project, it has a good mixture of tone that is certainly beneficial to the feeling of other projects that are common in this space. So maybe Snow Monster will be an enjoyable 85-minute session of review. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on it, but I'm willing to tempt it. I mean, it looks funny. And are the Yetis going to become a big dominant horror trend? We'll see. These ones always do. It's really hilarious when you look at the general list of these smaller pictures and you see just how many are focused on certain entities. It's a laugh, admittedly, just again, how many appear. And sharks have been a big thing, and dinosaurs the same. Maybe Yetis are coming, or whatever the Snow Monster is. It'll be, we'll have more regular appearances, I'm sure, in the future going forward. And we'll have Snow Monster perhaps to thank for it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.